Hi again, Bob Wilkins here with this project to remove rust from large-scale tubular steel track, including that of G, S and O gauge 2-rail track. Most suggestions for removing rust from rust-contaminated track are to soak the track for 12 to 24 hours in a 4 to 5% vinegar solution. This contains weak acetic acid. Then neutralize the acid with a baking soda solution, rinse in running water and thoroughly dry. I used this method on some G-scale track with reasonable success, but over time the rust returned. In searching the aisles of Home Depot, I came across a large spray bottle of Rust-Oleum labeled Rust Dissolver Gel Formula for around $12 for a quart, so I bought the product to try. In addition to removing rust, it also contains a rust inhibitor. It uses phosphoric acid to dissolve the rust iron oxide instead of acetic acid. When used according to the instructions, this product greatly improved the look of my Bachmann G-scale track, as can be seen from these before and after photos. Note that the track in the after photo also appears grey rather than the original silver. The acid converts the rust iron oxide to a water-soluble ferric phosphate salt. The colour change is due to this and to the loss of the outer coating of the tin plate. To use the Rust-Oleum Rust Dissolver, you must first clean the metal of any dirt and grease, and then the surface of the rails should be wet with water so that the gel adheres to the track. Washing with soap and water, rinsing and leaving the rails wet accomplishes this. Next, liberally spray the rails with the dissolver onto the metal and disperse over the entire rail with a brush or sponge. Gloves and eye protection are advised in dealing with this acid. The spray is left on wet for about 10 to 30 minutes depending on the amount of rust. Reapply to keep the surface wet if needed. After the elected time, I used a scouring pad to scrub the rails and assist in the removal of the rust. Rinse off the solution in running water. Now dry off the rails thoroughly using a cloth and a hairdryer to ensure that there is no residual moisture on the rails before storing or laying the track. To better expose and smooth the bare metal of the railhead electrical contact surface, I used a very fine sandpaper from 3M at 1000 grit. For HO and N scale track, 2000 grit is used. This recommendation is based on a recent article in the October 2025 edition of the NMRA magazine. The sandpaper is rubbed over the track railhead until the rail is smooth to the touch. In addition, a stainless steel washer can also be used to burnish the railhead surface. To test the track for any cross current, a circuit tester was used here and showed no crossover current due to the insulation properties of the plastic ties. The tester's LED will light if the circuit is complete, as shown in the lower frame, when the leads are connected to the same track. When testing the opposite tracks, the LED does not light, indicating that the tracks are insulated. When 3-rail O-scale track was tested with the rust dissolver, the test did show some cross conductivity, indicating the track would have a short circuit. This can also occur with 3-rail track treated using the vinegar method. So these methods are not recommended for a 3-rail track. So here is an option to using the vinegar solution to remove rust blemishes from tubular steel 2-rail track in S and G gauge and 2-rail O gauge. The Rust-Oleum Rust Dissolver is available at most hardware supply retailers in the USA in both this quart size and in an 8-ounce non-spray container. Thanks again for watching. Be sure to subscribe. Till our next project, bye for now.